Hello everybody and welcome to Total Annihilation Replays. Today I am bringing you the latest and greatest in ProTA technology. ProTA 4.8 is just about done being tested. I actually haven't done much testing of it myself. I've just been pretty busy with everything else I've gone on, and so pretty much whenever I get a chance, I'm like, I think I'm just going to play and stream. I'd rather not do any mod testing at this moment, but there's a lot of things coming, and a lot of them are quality of life stuff. So I'm just going to try and do a quick little preview video here of what's coming out, so that way you can get an idea. And then when I get a chance, I'll try and grab a game, either one to watch or get some live gameplay for you guys to see, because this stuff also changes the way a lot of you single player players can experience the game as well. So first things here is you may notice a lovely addition of two new colors, and I forget actually which ones they replaced. So I I don't know which colors are missing, but we now have a lovely pink for those who wish to be in the rosé camp. Color that's available, and then we also have slate. So, and you can see here, this is how they look on the mega map. So they look pretty good in my humble opinion. And the other thing that's happened here too is the mega map is we now have new icons, and I believe these are all Venom actually put these together, and it was set up so that way you can see either that or I think Venom did them. Venom designed them, and then I think Axel implemented them. I don't know. I can't remember. But you can see here is each type of lab has a shape, and the things that come out of that lab are the same shape. So you see here we've got this hover, and the hover would fit into here. The nice thing about this too is you can actually tell using your mega map whether or not your lab is idle. So you can see here this is white, so you know there's nothing going on. But then I go ahead and I start building my air cons, and then it comes out, gets started. Voila, you now see that there's a unit sitting on top of that pad. Okay, yeah, so the functionality for the custom mini-map, mega map icons was already there, and then Venom just took it and implemented it for ProTA. So this is pretty nice. I'm not worried about this turning into icon wars. Yes, I can see what's what a lot easier, but I certainly don't think that we're going to be having icon wars here. So you can see I've got an advanced vehicle plant right here, and you can see that it is working. It's not idle as a result of it. So we'll get to that thing in a sec. So the other thing that's a big change here is that, and in my humble opinion, one of the more controversial choices, the adding of a new T1 hover. So there is a flame tank for core, and then a lightning one for arm. So you can see I've got both of them here, and they are kind of like the fast attack tank, and they're kind of filling a. Some people felt like it was a missing link in the hovers. It makes hovers, instead of kind of mirroring the C where you have the searcher, which is kind of your scout and raider. It goes into, it goes from searcher into the destroyer, which is kind of how the old hovers were set up. You build your scouts, and then you have to blend into the snappers at that point. So here you go. We have our new tanks. They're flying in. And you can see these are the ARM versions right here, and they are lightning hovers. So they're not overpowered. You can see here a decent number of missile units is taking care of them. I think they actually fit pretty well. So I don't think there's going to be an issue with how any of the current really more popular hover maps like Amethyst Abyss or that kind of thing plays. It's just you're going to see more of these. So here you go, and here's the flame tanks come in, and you can see here C still absolutely crushes them. So you don't have to worry. Those who are, your Gods of War aficionados, like, am I going to be seeing these Blaze hover tanks coming and absolutely crushing things? Nope, C still dominates that fight. So that's one of the key things that I was looking for. I'm like, C needs to beat hover, because hover is your hybrid, right? You can always run onto land and avoid the battle in the sea. The Spark which is the arm lightning one, that was made by Venom. And then Gamma made the Blaze, the core one here. So the next feature here that we're gonna love my this is my fancy fusion farm. All I did was spawn these in, and look at that. I'm the worst core commander right now, accessing a gazillion energy. So one of the other exciting things that was changed this time around is that the variables for AI are different now, meaning that they get bonus resources based on the level of difficulty that you put in. So if you set them to hard, I don't remember exactly what the calculation is. I think they're making like 4 or 8 times the amount of resources. And that makes them get really big really fast. They will start spamming Berthas on you. They will launch nukes at you. They get pretty tough to beat. So I had trouble. I tried to play against 2 AIs on Red River North here, and I was just kind of goofing off, figuring it was the AI, and they absolutely steamrolled me with infinite Big Bertha fire and nukes. Yeah, so ARM is there we go. Okay, so I got notes here. ARM is 4 times the additional resources that they'll be sending at you. So something to keep in mind. I don't actually know if that translates into campaign play too, because that would actually be a pretty big difference. Now, a lot of the campaign missions are like go find this patch of units that already exists, so that won't really change the way it plays. But if any time that they actually have the ability to build, and they can essentially get the same amount of metal, a moho amount's worth of metal from a single metal extractor, you're going to find that it's going to be tough to deal with. So encourage all you single players to give that a shot. So one of the things here too, you notice this is our good friend the Krogoth. He actually has gotten a little bit of a glow up when it comes to sounds. We're going to go ahead and march him in here. If he doesn't absolutely torch everything before he gets in range to use his Gauss cannons. There you go. So he's got these new fancy cannons along with his blue laser. You can see bigger model, bigger shot. Just looks slicker. I'm loving the way he looks. There we go. We got Guardian shot coming in. Anyway, so this Krogoth's going to deal with this guy. Oh, sounds did not change, but the visuals here on his Gauss guns are changed. So goodbye. There we go. We've eliminated armed forces. So now, for the longest time, ARM has had no equivalent of a super unit in OTA or any kind of OTA stealth thing. It's very common. It's in Mayhem. It's in Escalation. They all have them. So Venom has brought it to ProTA. So now ARM has this new unit that sounds like a door creaking. I don't know why my sounds... It's missing the bass, actually. That's weird. Something's wrong with my sounds. I know that's not what it sounds like normally. It just sounds like... it sounds like it's having trouble starting its motor. I don't know what's going on with my sounds. So we'll go ahead and we'll send these guys over to visit our good friend on that side. This is the new factory here. This is both of these models were done by Gamma, and then scripts put together by Venom. Yeah, I don't know why it sounds so bad. Either that's it still could be a bug since this is the test version. So it's entirely possible that sound will not be nearly as lame by the time the thing actually rolls out. So it's got a giant blue laser, which is purple, because I believe after many years of requesting purple, it has finally happened. And you can see it absolutely annihilates things in a single shot. And it's got the same kind of vertical launch missile system as a Krogoth right here in the back. You can notice here as it makes the turn, you can see the articulation of the tracks right there. So unlike the hovers, where I'm a little nervous about the implications of adding too many units at a tech level where you're really expected to use them, I love this thing. I think it's a fantastic addition. I think ARM players are going to be really happy to actually have a super unit. It has happened in some bigger games where using a Krogoth to break kind of a ground stalemate has happened, and so it's nice for ARM to be able to have that ability too. So the other big change here, I'll just put one over here, is that this boy right here, you say, well, why are you playing, why are you building these on Red River North? What on earth can they do? Well, at this point, they can go ahead and go for a swim. The creaky door is going to go for a dip here. So there we go. And it is amphibious. So, of course, it's super slow underwater, very vulnerable underneath there to anything that can hit it, to any sea power. But it won't be vulnerable to air, unlike our good friend here, the Krogoth. You can see here, he is now also amphibious. So, go for a stroll. But unlike our good friend, the Apex, he can now shoot while he's wading in the water because he is just that big. So that makes him a formidable sea weapon for core, but then he's vulnerable, really vulnerable, especially to things like bombers. If a bombing run comes in, he's not moving left or right on time to be able to dodge it. He's just going to get hit. So there's different vulnerabilities. You know, me being core, of course, I'm biased towards the Krogoth in this particular situation. But yeah, so the Krogoth can go for a lovely swim now and get across the water. Now, so that's most of the unit changes there. Actually, I think that's just about all of them. There are some balance changes. I encourage you to take a look at the patch notes. That's going to give you some better information than I can here in this quick little video. But one of the coolest things that's changed now is the auto kickout feature. And this is all Axel's wizardry. So let's say that you are a core commander and you want to build on this metal spot right here. Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, buddy, we're just going to stop. We're going to stop and we're going to hold fire, please. So let's just say you wanted to build right here. Normally, you'd click on this and you'd be like, all right, units, you got to get out of the way. But instead, you see here right there how this square is yellow? What that means is you can build there, but there's something in the way. So it's going to probably tell us here. It's going to tell us that a unit is in the way. Waiting for target area to clear. So it's sitting there waiting, it's waiting. But notice these guys, they get out of the way and they turn around and they start building. This is total Annihilation magic. It is, a unit is in the way and then having to go hit the F3 button, manually move it out of the way. This is something that I would have definitely wanted years ago. Just because it's a quality of life change. Yes, it does change the game a little bit because cons can guard more cons. But it is a lot less irritating, particularly on these big maps when really the point of these big maps, you're going to get big and you want to be battling each other. Micromanaging cons isn't the most fun part about that. So now, of course, if there's something actually in the way, it turns red. You still can't build there. But if it's over any kind of mobile unit, you click, you go down there, and it's going to tell you right there, waiting for target area to clear. And instead of the target area not clearing, the units will get out of the way and then they return to their originally ordered position once the construction is complete. That's a fantastic new feature there from... oh, here, you go away. Fantastic new feature from Axel. I really like what he did with that. So the other thing here is the cons and guarding labs. So you'll notice right here that we've got guarding construction units up here. If you do your control F2 on hold position, I've got it set to stay. On maneuver, I've got it set to scatter, and on roam, I've got it set to the standard cave dog. So if you set this to cave dog, cave dog, cave dog, it'll be like your game hasn't changed at all. So whereas now, right now you see I've got these guys set to hold position. Normally, if you have them guarding, they're going to kind of wander around. But you can see here, these guys are guarding that. Let's build 2 scouts, or a handful of scouts. They're going to come. These are necros. They're really powerful builders. They build, they hose it out, it's gone. And you see, instead of moving and shuffling around like they normally would, they're actually staying in these positions. This means you can now micromanage yourself into position and get cons around labs and not have them get in the way. This does mean, though, that if you finish a con while it's still in the lab and then have it guard, it's not going to move out of the way. I'm trying to hit move, but it's not letting me do the move thing. So if I get this in the way, no, it's not going to do it. Then it won't get out of the way once you guard. See, so it's actually sitting still. One of the changes in this patch has been that the build distance on a lot of construction units has gone down, in part because of this change. So now you can still get a lot of Farks around in Air Lab, but you got to kind of move them in if you really want to get the rewards from the maximum amount of building. Another change that I'm a really big fan of, as you can see here, I've got this all set up. I can start building my super units and not worrying about one of these cons getting in here and blocking them from coming out. So it's a big change. So yeah, so here I can try and clog up that lab. If you do guard with too many units for going out and building this kind of thing, you can still get yourself stuck. So let's see here. So I'm going to hit guard, and then I'm going to say, oh, you need to build this. Notice, because it's guarding, it thinks it's in the right spot, because that's where you put it. And so it's not going to go anywhere. So now once it's out of the way, you can see there, now the lab continues. So that right there is pretty much all of the changes, unless I've forgotten something. I got some notes here I can check. Let's go ahead and we're going to turn on our Krogoth here. Oh, you know what? We should actually have our new friend. We're gonna have our squeaky door handle that. There we go. It's also got these cool little, like, I don't know what you call them, purple machine guns. It's like a purple EMG. That's a neat little effect. So 3 weapons, just like the Krogoth. It's extra tough. So here you go. My Apex is weak to a sub, but Krogoth would be as well. Oh, there's his commander. There we go. So I don't need to worry about killing the commander. So yeah, so these are the new guys. Like I said, they're cool. I am probably going to get destroyed by them when Nick and I play Red River North, because that's probably one of the first maps he and I are going to play, just to have the full experience. So okay, so that's that. I will go ahead and eliminate this enemy commander in the most classic way possible. We're just going to drop a bunch of fusions around him. All right, buddy, you're in jail. All right, well, okay. I hope you enjoyed. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. 3, 2, 1, 0. He has been eliminated. That's the way I like to kill all of my enemy commanders. So, alrighty, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me today for this quick little preview. Like I said, I'll try and get you some additional. I'll try and get some additional gameplay out there for you so you can check it out. And I think it's coming out soon. There's some final changes going on. Obviously, the Apex can't come out sounding like a squeaky door. I don't think that would just be so annoying. No one would ever build it. So, all right. Other than that, if you have not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the like. If you have any comments or questions about 4.8, feel free to leave them down there. And I'm sure Venom will be trolling down there to make sure that that everything is answered. Not trolling. He'll be trolling. Is that the word? He'll be down there checking them out, and then I can do my best to answer them to the best of my ability as well. So keep an eye out for it. Coming soon. All right, everybody. Take care, everybody. Now. Bye bye.